Alright, ye merry gentlemen, welcome back to the table. What I hope to do with this video, and probably will fail because I will overcomplicate it, is give a more in-depth yet simple view of the what I've been calling Sagrada style activation system that I've come up with. Fairly proud of it. Different, fun, original. What you would need to do this is the game Sagrada, and specifically the dice that come in that game. Now that includes a bag which you can draw from, and that's all fine and dandy because that'll come in handy. You've got 90 dice here. You won't need all of them, but it won't hurt if you use all of them either. And it's going to be 5 different colors. You're going to have red, yellow, green, blue, and purple, and there's 18 of each color. So an ample amount of dice to pull from for what we need to do. Additionally, you'll need some colored chits. I suppose there's enough dice here you could use colored dice for this. Just paying attention to the colors alone. I, however, have in fact colored chits. Why do you need this? You're going to want to use these as unit identifiers for your commanders who command each brigade. So for this smaller demonstration, I've got 3 units with 3 commanders for the French and 3 units with 3 commanders for the British. Now, what I've done, since I have less than 5 commanders for each side, is made sure that each side has the same color unit identifier. What do I mean? So if we have a blue for the French, we're going to want a blue for the English. If we have a purple for the French, we'll want a purple for the English. And red for the French, we'll want a red for the English. British. You know what I mean. If you have 5 different units, up to 5 different units on either or both sides, that's fine and dandy. You will need 5 different colored unit IDs. So if we had 2 more, we would need a yellow and a green. If you have 6 units with 6 commanders, you'll go through your 5 basic colors and then repeat one of those colors until you get to 11. If for some reason you have 11 units and 11 commanders, you'll go through your first 5 colors, you'll repeat each color, and then you'll repeat a 3rd color. So that's how that works. The chits that you will need, again, correspond to each commander for each side. They go into the same cup. So again, we've got 3 British commanders and 3 French commanders. They go into the cup. Now, having done this enough times, I did try I go, you go, and it didn't work the way it's supposed to. This allows for consecutive turns for the same side, which makes things much more interesting if you do it that way. So what do? You've got your units, your commanders, you've got their color unit IDs, you've got your chits. Now you need your dice so you can form your dice pool. You're going to draw 1 die for each commander, both sides. That means 3 French, 3 British, 6 dice. You're going to randomly draw these. Doesn't matter how. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just spit them out. Set the remainder aside. That's all you'll need. You'll take your 6 dice and roll them. And now you have your dice pool. So we have 2 green, a yellow, another yellow, purple, and a red. So there's 4 of our colors. You'll notice we're missing a blue, which could present a problem as we have either side a commander that is a blue commander. So you take your random unit ID chits, you draw 1. Blue, French. The French are going to go first. What are they going to do? Now, they're going to want to find a chit, a colored die that preferably corresponds to the same color of a commander. So in this case we have a blue but no blue die. We have a red, yes we have a red die, and a purple, yes we have a purple die. I'm going to go ahead and take this red die Now this does a couple of things. This allows this unit to automatically activate, because if you draw or draft the die whose color matches the commander's color, it's an automatic activation. What I've also done by drawing this red die is prevent this red commander from getting an automatic activation. So that unit would activate, do its thing, then we draw another chit. This time we draw the British. Now the British, being fully aware of what just happened to them, might be so inclined to do likewise to the French. So, being as there's a purple and a purple commander, we take that, get an automatic activation, prevent this purple commander from getting the purple die. French again, and we have no yellows or greens in play, so this gets interesting. Now that we have no more color matching available, we go to the numerical values of the dice. Higher the better, so naturally we're going to take this 6 and we'll put it next to purple commander. Now I think I failed to mention each commander does have a leadership stat ranging from 2, 3, 4, or 5. 5 being the best, 2 being the worst. This purple commander has a 4, and he pulled the 6 die. 6 and 4 is what? 10? So to activate this unit, you'll roll 2 dice 6. You need 10 or less. He got a 7, so he's good to go. Now I know there's a lot of black. I'm going to interrupt briefly here. I know there's a number of black powder fans out there now. Obviously this is dissimilar to what you're used to. However, it doesn't have to be quite so dissimilar, as we've rolled a 7 with a needing 10 or less. You could, in theory, call that 3 moves. Subtract the 7 from the 6 of 10. Yeah, I think that's 3 moves. You could do so if you were so inclined. I'll let you mess with that as you like. Suffice to say, he passed his activation and can go. Draw another chit. Is the French again, and the highest next number is a 2, and then the rest are 1. So we'll go ahead and gladly take that 2. That's the best option left. 2 and 2 is 4. Now we're going to need to roll 4 or less. Easier said than done. We roll a 7. He fails to activate. That leaves the 2 final British commanders, the blue and the red. Same deal. Leader has a command rating of 4. We add that to 1, making 5. We need 5 or less. We got an 8. No go there. And then here is our highest rated commander for this demonstration with a 5. Adding a 1 from the die is 6. We need a 6 or less. And he would be able to activate as he rolled a 6. Any other things that I need to mention? I think that's it. That's how it works. We can run through this one more time. But that's essentially what you're looking at. Might not seem like much, but when you have, well, what I was doing on the table here, six commanders over here and 4 for the French, it gets pretty interesting. Your dice drafting can get pretty interesting. Let's put these back in the cup and draw some more dice. So again, we're going to draw 6 dice. Also, if you were needless to say, though I'll say it, if you get a unit that's wiped out, you're going to subtract one of the unit ID chits from the cup. So for instance, if this guy was wiped out, you would have 2 British chits in there to the French 3. We're going to draw our 3 dice again. 6 dice. There they are. But a warm round of applause for our 6 dice. They traveled all the way from the black bag. Roll them up. And then you've got your dice pool. Alright, so this time we're still missing blue, but we have 4 of the other colors. Now let's see who goes first. Draw a chit. The British go first this time, and again, bearing in mind what the British need versus what the French need, what can we do that benefits both worlds? With 3 purple dice, I think I'll skip that and go ahead and I'll take this red die and match it to this red commander, which makes an automatic activation. Now also, that means we force that French red commander to have to roll to activate. Second draw. French. The French are going to take the highest purple. I note the numerical value because potentially it may affect the British having to choose or roll something lower. So he would be good to go. That's purple on purple. British again, they're going to go ahead and take that next purple and match that purple to purple and activate. Now we're left with a purple, a green, and a yellow. There are no green and yellow on here. Purples have already been activated, so that means there's going to be some rolling here. British next. So now that there's no more colors that coincide with each other, we will choose numerical values. The higher the better. So we'll take this yellow 5, pair it to the blue commander who's rated 4. 5 and 4 is 9. So we need a 9 or less. 2 dice 6. We've got it. So he would be able to activate. The last 2 chits are French, so they're stuck with a green and a purple. Again, no more greens or purples. So we look at the numerical value. We'll take this 4 and pair it with this 3. Commander rated 3. Makes 7. We'll roll 2 dice. 7 or less, he's good. He rolled a 7. There you go. And finally, this purple 3. Forced to pair that with this commander rated 2. That is a horrible 5. Maybe we can get a 5 or less, and we do, rolling snake eyes now. That's how it works. Again, you can modify this, I suppose, with whatever modifiers you feel need to be in here for your dice rolls. Everybody that I know of loves the blunder stuff and black powder. That could be easily worked in here if you roll 2 6s, same deal. Check the blunder stuff. But that's essentially how it works. I think it's a lot of fun. If you guys give it a try, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I feel like it definitely enhances solo play. But again, you've got that game within a game by not only considering what you would like to draw or draft dice-wise for yourself, but preventing potentially the opposition from getting the dice that they might want. That's it. Leave your thoughts and comments below, and we'll talk soon.